Hello everybody, I'm Muffin Dan, and I'm here today at Victoria Park for a little bit of R&R to go over revelations and resolutions, and maybe get some rest and relaxation while I'm at it. My New Year's resolution for this fast fading 2003 was a pretty simple one by all standards: to just stream video games on Twitch. Now, this was actually really hard. It took almost the whole year. There were a lot of obstacles and just a lot of things got in the way, both from life and my own mentality. It wasn't actually until November that I actually managed to do it. I streamed my very first video game on Twitch. And it took me about 3 days to actually realize I had done it. I had achieved my goal. It was only one stream, but I had done it. I made a Twitch profile, I made an image for myself, I came up with my name, I figured out all the software. That was really hard for me. I'm not good at that sort of thing. But funnily enough, from there, I suddenly wanted to do more. First, I wanted a place to put my online games to see later or to show other people. So I made a YouTube account. Then I realized I wanted to edit it, so I went and looked for editing software. And I went for a few. I even asked on Reddit if what other people recommended was good and cheap, or even better, free. And there were a lot of good recommendations, but then one user gave me the idea of DaVinci Resolve with the tagline of, "It has a pretty steep learning curve, but it's really good." So I downloaded that and I got into it. I learned to edit. I'm enjoying editing. I put it online, and then I realized I wanted more. I wanted to film. I could film. I can film whatever I want now. And that's where a big revelation came to me. Because I'm not that type of guy. I've never have been that type of guy. I've never had that sort of personality. I've always been very down on myself and been very afraid to try any new thing. I suffer a lot from anxiety and depression and underconfidence, and definitely have a lot of disapproval towards myself. In fact, recently I learned that the voice inside your head, it's not meant to be putting you down all the time. It's meant to help you. I've been fighting that for my whole life, as a lot of people do. And that reminded me of something that happened earlier this year. But this one comes with a bit of a backstory, so strap in. So about a decade ago, my good friend bought Dark Souls 2. So it was about whenever Dark Souls 2 came out. And he was really into it. He was very passionate about it. And he lives in Australia, so he came over here to see me. He told me all about it, and despite him not having a great income and having just paid to come over to New Zealand, he was so passionate about that and cared so much about me that he wanted to share his experience with me, and he purchased me a copy. And so, of course, I played it. But it is, as I think everyone in the gaming industry, gaming circles, gaming culture knows, Souls games are hard. This did not work well for me. It was okay to start with, but after a while of dying and dying and dying and continuing to not progress, I would get more and more depressed. Until eventually, I just could not continue. It made me feel really, really awful. And the same thing actually happened with Metal Gear Solid 5. I wasn't very good at that either, and I loved that game. That game was fantastic, but I couldn't continue it because I just couldn't do it. Now, skip ahead to this year, May. I'm in Australia with him, staying at his house. Now, he now owns a PS5, which I guess makes him a millionaire, and he has Demon Souls Remastered. And I watched him and his mate playing it, and they were having a great time, and I thought, I wonder if I can do that now. So, on days where they worked, I snuck down. Well, I didn't need to sneak down, they were at work. I snuck down and put it on and made myself a character, and I played Demon Souls. And yes, I died, and I died, and I died, and I didn't stop. Whenever there was off time, I played it, and eventually I got bored of the character I made, so I made a new character to kind of spam spears and shields because that was OP, and I made it really far. I got through 3 levels, and I would have kept going if I didn't have to leave to come back home. And maybe one day if I can afford a PS5, I will get it for myself. But my friend came down and he was watching me play it, and he was, pretty quiet about it. He said when I did good things and was like, "Oh no, sorry, that sucks," when I did die. But after a while, he said to me, "Man, you couldn't do this 10 years ago. I remember watching you play Dark Souls 2, and you stopped playing because you just couldn't handle it." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I can do this. I've improved." And I have. In this last year, I've made huge improvements mentally. Mostly this is because I'm taking better medication to help with my depression and anxiety, but also I'm taking medication to help with my insomnia and my restless leg syndrome. I'm going to the gym again, which has been fantastic for my well-being. My fitness is getting better, and I guess that's improving my motivation. And I have no idea, but now I just really want to do things. I'm doing this video because I really want to. I'm happy here doing this, even though I'm being bitten alive by so many insects because I forgot to put on insect repellent, and that was silly. And I still have my bad times, but they're not as bad as they used to be. I remember when I was a lot younger, in my 20s, early 20s, if I burnt my morning toast, that would be it for me for the day. I'd be done. That would be my day completely over, and I'd spend the entire rest of the day hating myself, and no one could get me out of it. Now, if I burn toast, if it's not too bad, I'll probably eat it because I don't like wasting food, and I'll just go on about it. But I definitely couldn't have started anything like this. I definitely couldn't have downloaded a reasonably complex editing software and attempted it and learned it and come to an obstacle and been like, alright, I'm going to figure out a way around this. Or thought, hey, I wonder if I can do this. I'm going to figure out how to do it. I feel a lot better in myself. And I'm just really happy about that. And this all came from streaming one video game once. It's amazing just how knowing some things and trying some things can just snowball into something else. And this can go downhill and be something really bad, or it can be something really good. Maybe it can build a snowman or something. I don't know where I'm going with this. I was going to say it could go uphill, but you can't avalanche uphill. I don't know. And that's it. That's been my revelation. I can improve. I can do better. I can learn new things, and I can ignore that voice in my head that's telling me I can't do it, I'm stupid, and nobody cares about me. And now on to resolutions. New Year's resolutions. 2024 is coming in really quick. It took me a lot of takes to say 2024, so, you know, that's good. I've done something. I can keep learning, but the first resolution is to quit drinking. And I know that's not going to happen, but it is tradition to fail at a resolution, so I'm just going to have that as my sacrificial resolution. I'm planning to go drinking on the 4th of January, so that's my New Year's Day. That's my New Year's Day drinking, because I work in healthcare and we don't get breaks on public holidays. Nor do we make a lot of money, hence why I don't have a PS5. I'll work on that. That's something I have to work on. My second resolution is to continue on this path that I'm on and getting better. I'm going to continue on my fitness to get physically and mentally better, and I'm going to continue working on videos and editing because I'm just enjoying that so much more than I thought I would. Ow, leave me alone. Yeah, I am just enjoying the video editing. That's been so much more fun than I ever thought it would be. My next is to take more micro breaks. Usually in my year I will take one long vacation at a time of say 3 to 4 weeks, and then I'll still have to go through the whole year. And my work can get quite stressful, and that can really hurt how I function. So I think instead of doing that, I'm going to have more micro breaks so I have more things to look forward to during the year. And with those micro breaks, I'm going to do something I should have been doing my whole life, really. Because I'm well into my 30s now, and I live in a very small, beautiful country of New Zealand, and I have seen very, very little of it. So I'm going to use my idea for micro vacations, or micro breaks, to go and explore my country of New Zealand. And see new things, find out about history that I never knew, and try new experiences. And just use that as a way to try and improve myself a little bit more as well. Maybe I could take one slightly longer break. I wouldn't mind going on a cruise sometime. That would be kind of fun. But other than that, that is my New Year's resolution and my old year revelations. Thank you very much for sitting and listening to me go on. I hope everyone out there is safe and happy, and you can all come up with your New Year's resolutions and just try and spend some time enjoying life. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go have a look around and enjoy the scenery a bit. So, take care and bye!